Bink, how we doing?
We're good. We're going to take you right up to Kansas State versus the. We get to talk a little Kansas City Chiefs, Indianapolis Colts. You and I will both be watching the Missouri game versus Oklahoma tomorrow at 11 o'clock to kind of kick things off at that point. But the Chiefs and Colts this weekend. You as excited for this weekend as you were last week, JT?
Yes and no. I'm more excited. I was more nervous last week than excited. This week, it feels like I'm just anxious because last week it was like, okay, hey, I want to see what this team is after the bye. And then they brought the same dang thing back to the same dang product on the field. You had a whole 2 weeks, well, pretty much 2 weeks nervous last week than excited. This week,
What?
It feels like I'm just anxious because.
Go ahead.
Okay,
JT,
double.
We got new computers, so just.
Gotcha. I was like, but
You're fine.
where doubled the people, where you had 2 weeks to prepare and you brought the same product to the field, where you didn't run the football, you let a team hang around where you should won that game, and guess what? Bo Nix beat you. That's plain and simple. Bo Nix was better than Patrick Mahomes.
He was for that game, but man, these Broncos fans, man, the national media, they're talking like the Denver Broncos crushed the Kansas City Chiefs, right? That's what you hear there, JT. They went out and just crushed them, dethroned Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Denver Broncos. They were at home, and they won by a field goal as time expired. Was that going out and absolutely crushing the Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, let's be honest. Was that really crushing
They didn't crush
the
us.
Chiefs?
No,
They didn't.
You
And
could
it was
say
a
they
home
maybe
game for the
crushed.
Broncos.
You could crush their, what would you call it? Like mindset, mentality, maybe, but they didn't crush you on the field physically.
And no one really has. And again, as I've talked about before, Mahomes has only 6 games in his career where he has lost by more than one score. To put this in the relatively speaking, the team with the Hallmark movie tomorrow night, the Buffalo Bills, have lost twice this season to little Joshy by more than one score. So it has happened to the Buffalo Bills twice this year, just once, only 6 times actually in Patrick Mahomes' career. But the Colts coming in, everybody's riding high on the Colts. I mean, everybody's talking about the Colts. It's the real test. You know, the Colts coming to Kansas City. Oh, watch out, Kansas City Chiefs. You got an angry Colts team. They're coming up here. Daniel Jones should strike fear in everybody, right? He does. Jonathan Taylor does. But the Chiefs have been good against running backs since James Cook. First running back to go for over 100 yards on him in, 29 games. They usually find one guy. Go ahead, Daniel. Daniel Jones has 7 turnovers last 2 games. Go ahead and beat him. It's on you, Daniel. Go beat him. Find a way to shut down Jonathan Taylor and go. Tyler Warren, of course, sitting there. Basically the same stats as Travis Kelce. Much different age. Travis Kelce's actually number 2 in the NFL in receiving yards for tight ends, if you want to believe that, but he actually is at this point, and he spoke today. But everybody's talking about the Colts. They want to see the Chiefs' downfall. Like, they cannot wait for this. So I thought we'd play a little Mythbusters, JT. Remember Sean Payton walking off at halftime was talking about the Chiefs just being a first-half team? First half. Yeah, awful cocky. Let me remind you, the Chargers, the Giants, Baltimore was a wash, Jacksonville, Detroit, Washington. Remember the Chiefs just scored 7 points in the first half, 21 the second half in Denver. The Chiefs actually scored more in the second half than the first half against the Denver Broncos. They had 13 points in the second half. That's 7 games with only one being 3-point difference. So keep in mind, I didn't mention the Raiders. Had I mentioned the Raiders, which that was 31-0, and the Chiefs called off the Jets in the second half, right? That would have been 8 times this season the Chiefs have scored more points in the second half than the first half. So if you put these claims out there, it must be true, right? Everybody believes it. Oh, Chiefs first half team. Well, not necessarily, because they've actually scored more in the second half, more than they've scored less. If you take the Raiders game and stuff like that, that's where you get the 8. It's actually 6 in reality, 3 points here and there when it was Baltimore when they had the game under wraps. The thing is, let's just be real about this. Everybody's coming down on the Kansas City Chiefs, the offense. It's very simple. The ball's just bouncing their way this year, JT, not like last year. This team is better. This team is better than 2024 Chiefs. I mean, I know that team won 15 games. I know they won that division by 4 games. I know they went to the Super Bowl. But let's face it, this team, I do believe, was better this year than what they were last year.
Well, the numbers show it, too. So it's not like you're going off of a false claim or you're going off of a high adrenaline where you're wanting to say it. No, you're absolutely right. The numbers back you saying that this team's better than last year's team. It's just they're not showing it in key moments.
I mean, just for example, with Mythbusters, total offense last year, they were 17th. This year, they're 7th. Running offense, 22nd last year, 105.3. Everybody's talking about the running game being bad, which it is. It's not great, but never has been great. This year, the running offense, 15th in the league, 115.3 yards per game. That's 10 more yards the Chiefs average this year on the ground than they did last year. So if we're going to complain about the running game this year, the running game has been bad. And I look back at Mahomes, his whole career, right? As far as what the rushing offense has been, it's been as low as 95 yards per game at times. And the high water mark that's happened twice, JT, 115.9. And again, they're at 115.3 this year. So they're right there. And last year was 105 yards a game on the ground. So in reality, this is kind of the high water mark of what it's been when Patrick Mahomes is quarterback. Pass offense last year, 14th in the NFL. Pass offense this year, 5th in the NFL. Scoring offense last year, 15th in the NFL. Back-to-back 15th in the NFL. This year, it's 9th at 25.4 points per game. Last year, 22.6. They're averaging 3 more points per game this season. Defensively, yeah, they had a good defense last year. Well, they have one this year, too. Total defense last year, 9th. Total defense this year, 7th. Run defense last year, 8th. Run defense this year, 9th. However, Chiefs just giving up right at 100 yards a game as far as their run defense. Last year, they actually gave up a little bit more, 101.8. Pass defense, 18th last year, 218.8 yards per game. This year, pass defense, 196.8. Scoring defense, 4th. Last year, 4th this year. It's the same. That part is the same. 19.2 points a game last year, just 18.1 points per game this year. So I look at these numbers, and yeah, you talk about which team is better last year or this year. And I know they addressed it, on his podcast when Jason asked Travis why he thinks last year's team is not as good as this year's team.
You know, it's frustrating where you guys are at. You're 5-5. 5 of those losses, though, are one-score games. There's like 1 or 2 plays a game, and you guys could easily still be at the top of the AFC. Yeah. And let me ask you this. This is what's crazy about the NFL. If this year's Chiefs team played last year's Chiefs team, who wins?
I'm taking this year's.
That's what I'm saying. I am too. Somehow you guys are better, but you're sitting at 5-5. You're just not you're not executing as well at the end of games, which is very uncharacteristic for Pat and what you guys have been, obviously, last year.
It feels like it's all self-inflicting. And it feels like the answers are right there in front of us, and we just got to do it.
So that's what he said on the podcast. Travis met the media today, and some from the media, they said, okay, 24-25. Does he double down on it or not?
I think the chemistry, how together we are, how much we're willing to fight for each other. I think it's not a matter of effort. It's all just execution. And, you know, we're in here every single day grinding our tails off, trying to get that fixed. And, you know, you feel it from the coaches. They're tightening things up a little bit so that we focus on those details and so we can play fast and you know, play with a purpose. And outside of that, I think the chemistry of this team is one of the most fun teams I've been on in a while.
They had their chances in Denver. They played a D-level game in Buffalo. Buffalo played an A-level game. Yet 22 seconds left in the game, the Chiefs had a chance to go down and tie the score. Again, the Chiefs have 6-point loss, 3-point loss, 3-point loss. The ball is just not bouncing their way. It's as simple as that. The ball was going their way. Blocked field goals, you know, crossbar against the Panthers where the ball goes in when they're down to their, third kicker with game-winning kicks for the Chiefs last year. The ball was bouncing in a direction. The law of average says eventually it's not, but are we going to pretend like last year's team was better than this year's team and it went to the Super Bowl? No. This year's team's actually better. Would you take this year's team, honestly, from what they do?
Yeah.
Are you concerned about the ground game?
Yes and no. I would like to see it more, as in I would like to see more of a run commitment to it, because I get it that, oh, hey, we have better stats and stuff that say, hey, they're running the ball more. I still think there's way more of an advantage to do it, especially like against Buffalo. Buffalo's weakness was the run game. You didn't take advantage of that. You got to take advantages of the defense's weakness. I don't care if Mahomes is your quarterback. If their defensive weakness is running the ball, then you run the ball at them.
Well, the bottom line is, you know, something's there. What is it? What exactly is it with the Chiefs? Well, a lot of it's lack of concentration, dropping passes, inopportune penalties, Juwan Taylor, you know, lining up offsides. legal formations, things like that. Just attention to detail with the Kansas City Chiefs, not been great. I mean, it's as far as that. Now, running the football, I've heard it, talked ad nauseum. The Chiefs can't run the ball. Well, they're averaging 10 more yards this year than they were last year. The cracks were there. The cracks in the foundation were there. This is the game. This is the game to shut everybody up. Now, the Colts, we'll see what they can do. All right? Again, I said this is a prove-it game for the Colts. They come in here and they whip the Chiefs. Hats off to them. The Colts have arrived. I will say this. The Colts have sacrificed and mortgaged their future. No, they haven't ponied up and paid Daniel Jones yet, but they will, because trading 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner means they think they're right there.
That was insane.
And statistically, they were, 26th against the pass, so this would help them out, because that has been a liability for them. But the trading the 2 first-round picks said they found their quarterback, they think. But again, when you look at some of the wins they've got 2 wins this year against the Titans, and the Titans really suck bad. They've got a win against the Dolphins earlier on this year when the Dolphins are playing a lot worse football. They've got a win over the Cardinals. They've got a win over the Raiders. I mean, they beat the Broncos, but it was a stupid penalty at the end. It should have been a Broncos win, to be honest with you, but it wasn't. And they beat the Chargers when they were down 3 offensive linemen. Okay, that team was perfectly healthy except for Rashawn Slater when the Chiefs played them. It was a close game, came down to 3rd and 14 with Justin Herbert. But again, this game could prove it. The schedule did tighten up for them 2 weeks ago. They played Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. That's the 32nd pass defense in the NFL, the Steelers. They lost that game. Daniel Jones, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost. They actually fumbled it 3 times, lost 2 of them. Then the next week, they play the Falcons overseas. It went to overtime against the crappy Falcons. Daniel Jones had an interception, had 2 fumbles, lost 1 of them, but he's lost 7 turnovers now in the last 2 games. That's the guy they're hitching their wagon to, is Daniel Jones. They're saying, this is our guy. We've arrived because we have the quarterback. Well, you also have a terrible schedule, and it's getting tight right now. It tightens up a lot. They didn't respect you before, and hopefully they're using that as a chip on their shoulder, the fact it's a noon game at Arrowhead Stadium, even though you got the good announcers with this one in Romo and Nance. But the fact is, it was a noon game, and typically these are primetime games if your team's any good the year before. People weren't counting on the Colts being this good. But I've seen these Johnny-come-latelys all the time. And again, they come in and whip the Kansas City Chiefs. Props to them. They've arrived. They're good. But if they don't and they get rolled, where do you sit? I mean, if the Chiefs had this schedule that the Colts would, they'd be 8-2. Probably.
Well, the reason
even with Rice being suspended for 6 games.
They got that schedule is because of how bad they were last year. And so they're taking advantage of it. You get an easy schedule like that. That's what teams are supposed to do. Take advantage of a bad schedule, or a weak schedule, I should say. And that's what the Colts are doing. Now, I will say is Daniel Jones hasn't looked good outside of a dome. And guess what? He's going to Arrowhead. It's going to be loud and cold on Sunday. So,
and he went in the 6-2-0 saying, come on, Bink, he's got to take this year's team instead of last year's. Well, he can do that. But, hell, I've been saying that for the last month and a half. I can say it. JT can say it. Anybody can say it. This team is better than last year's. Statistically, it's better in every category. Every single one, offensive and defensively, this team is better.
Also, I wouldn't say you could feel it, but you could tell by the body language of the team last year that they didn't feel like they were that good of a record. They played tight games. You go back, you played Carolina so tight. That game had no business being that close that you had to kick a game-winning field goal as time expired to win it. So, yeah, I get it. And all this about, the last year's team's record's better than this year's team's record. I get that. But you could tell last year's team wasn't really as good as their record said. And it showed up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it did. But there is more of a concern for me. And it's not Jonathan Taylor. It's not Daniel Jones. It's not Tyler Warren. Even though the Chiefs haven't been good against tight ends, you know what? It's not as bad as last year and the year before, what they've done against tight ends. And I know the Buffalo Bills game, notwithstanding, Chiefs are middle of the pack against tight ends in the NFL. Well, it's been much worse. It's been like they've been the worst team in the NFL against tight ends. It's been much better this season. But there is one concern the Colts do have, and it's not Jones. It's not Jonathan Taylor, not Tyler Warren. I'll tell you who that is next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses. Plus, an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM rewards points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. BetMGM is coming to Missouri on December 1st. Pre-register today. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sport wagering account starting 11/17. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full license.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun. I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Numerous brands to choose from, endless options, one incredible experience. At Aristocrat Motors, we treat every driver like royalty and offer the finest luxury vehicle experience in Kansas City. Come see us today and let us roll out the red carpet for you.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Tonight, expect rain showers with mostly cloudy skies and a low of 38.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
We're back at Arrowhead on Sunday.
Pass caught, and it's caught by Kelsey inside the 10, inside the 5. Kelsey leaps, touchdown! Kansas City, touchdown for Kelsey, his 84th touchdown of his career, the most by any person who has worn the Kansas City Chiefs jersey.
Chiefs, Colts, with pregame starting at 9, kickoff at noon, all right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, JT Noah produced the operation. Yes, JT, listen to everything right here. Briscoe and pregame, 9 a.m., leading right up to kickoff. I'm sure tailgate to be going on about then. Hey, backs against the wall, man. This is a situation to see the Chiefs complete backs against the wall. How did you feel 2 years ago when they were 9-6 on Christmas and they lost to lowly Raiders?
I
think
mean,
that
we
season
were
was going to
together.
tank?
We were together
We
that
were.
day after that game. It was pretty lonely
It was.
because not only
It's brutal.
did they lose to the Raiders, but they did it on Christmas Day, like
At home.
At home of all, it's like the Grinch stole Christmas for everyone in Kansas City. It was horrible.
At home, they played the Bengals the following week. Burrow, of course, wasn't playing in that game as it was. And just a tightly contested game at times until Chiefs pulled away, and then they went on this incredible run the rest of the season and had an incredible run on the road in the postseason. People said they couldn't play on the road, and they shut them up as they won in Buffalo and in Baltimore that year. No, but the person that scares me more with the Colts, that's kind of, I think, kind of under talked about, because everybody's talking about Daniel Jones, and you flip on NFL Network, or Kyle Brandt, flew in a couple weeks ago and did a story on Daniel Jones. Everybody's talking about Jonathan Taylor. He's putting in MVP numbers. Give him credit for that. Tyler Warren's a great pick. Love that tight end pick they got there. But it's not those guys. It's Louis Anarumo, defensive coordinator. And I know that's your nightmare, JT. I know you have nightmares about Sweet Lou. It's not Sweet Lou.
PTSD. Oh, man, that guy just does not. Listen, he took a horrible, I would say a pretty bad team and defensively, the Bengals, and he would find ways to beat the Chiefs regardless of who he had on defense.
And they haven't had a lot of talent. Hubbard was there. He's retired. They had Hendrickson. He's been good. Jesse Bates was good there as a safety for a while. But, usually towards the back end of defenses, when you look, statistically, the team's been led by Joe Burrow, of course. So he gets let go, and their defense is probably worse now. Logan Wilson's now gone, and Hendrickson's been hurt. But Anarumo went to Indy. And total defense, they're 19th. It's not like he has a top 5 defense. They're 19th in total defense. Run defense, they are pretty good. They're 4th. Pass defense, 25th. You see why they brought in the Sauce Gardner. 25th against the pass. Looks like Charvarius Ward going to be active for them this week. They're 9th in scoring. And again, they played crap. And they played the Titans twice. So just remember that. Scoring defense, 9th. But Louis Anarumo, despite these numbers, he finds a way to screw with the Chiefs. He did it with the Bengals. And there were some Chiefs wins in there. Close games at the end. AFC title game. The Chiefs would beat Louis Anarumo, but he's beat him in the regular season. He's beat him in the postseason. But that's the one X factor. To be honest with you, that probably concerns me more than anything that the Colts provide on Sunday at noon in Arrowhead Stadium. You concerned about Daniel, Jonathan Taylor? I mean, Jonathan Taylor should scare people. He's over 1,000 yards. The first running back over 1,000 yards this season. It's been incredible this year, but the Chiefs find a way to slow people down like they have Derrick Henry in the past at times. I think the Chiefs are going to force Daniel Jones to go out and beat him.
You got to. You got to force Daniel Jones to beat you. And I like people trying to say, well, how are you going to stop Jonathan Taylor when you couldn't stop James Cook? The difference in that is you were also afraid of Josh Allen's legs. You were also afraid of Josh Allen beating you with his arm.
Well, Josh Allen was public enemy number 1. He's the one you had to stop.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. With the Colts, you don't have to worry about really stopping Daniel Jones like you wanted to stop Josh Allen. You can put all your marbles in on stopping Jonathan Taylor and making Daniel Jones beat you. So that's what the big difference is when it comes to me with James Cook and Jonathan Taylor, the quarterback.
And Daniel Jones was on the injury report yesterday. He was limited. People were talking about that. Could it be a Riley Leonard show? It never was going to be that way. Daniel Jones, no injury designation for this game. It'll be him at quarterback for the Colts. But Louis Anarumo is the one guy that does concern me there. But I talked about a couple weeks ago, Chiefs back against the wall. They can come up fighting. I mean, they really had to get out of stretch. I wish they would have been 4-2, of course, instead of 3-3 with Rashee Rice's suspension. And, of course, they lost Worthy 3 of those games as well. That was tough. It puts them in a weird situation. They lose this game, it's time to start talking about the NFL draft. Not that Chris and I don't do it anyway. We do it every week anyway on character concerns. We actually did our first mock, and we had him going defensive line with the first selection in the mock draft this year.
Right, at 17, right?
Of course, if they're at 17, if they lose this game, it's going to be good pickings for the Chiefs. What sucks is there's not a lot of run on quarterbacks early on like we thought in the beginning.
Yeah, the quarterback play has been atrocious in college football this year. So quarterbacks aren't going to be as fast-taking as you thought they would be.
It's funny because the 3 that are listed now, like Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson and Dante Moore, they didn't get like any votes beginning because ESPN always does a poll with executives. and
Right.
scouts.
And I bet not Eli, but
None of them got votes. Nussmeier or
Arch-
Arch got the most,
Yeah.
and then behind him was Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. Oh God, Nussmeier and LSU.
Who got benched?
Nussmeier is Nussmeier and LSU is just a whole clown show right now. It's great.
But the bottom line is, we're not going to see the run on quarterbacks. But Chiefs have several issues. You know that running back certainly not in the first round,
Don't take
second
him in the
round,
first
third round possibility, 100%. Tight end, you better go early because tight end class is pretty thin this year, so you better go early. Chiefs might have their pick of a lot of tight ends if that's the direction they want to go. It depends on Travis Kelce. He spoke today. He's got this last year's contract. Does he come back because he's so effective this year for another year? Who knows? I mean, you're not going to know until the end. He's going to tell the Chiefs at the end of the year. So who knows that? He's 36 years old. Who knows what was that decision? And mid-round cornerbacks, because they have done great getting mid-round cornerbacks, kind of where they live. Jalen Watson, who may not re-sign with the Chiefs, 7th-round pick. So they got the most out of getting Jalen Watson. But this is a put-up-or-shut-up game for the Chiefs. You know, the back was against the wall against the Denver Broncos. Everybody's singing their praises. Oh, look at Denver. They've arrived. Have they? They won by a field goal at home as time expired. That is not exactly going out and kicking the Chiefs' ass. It just wasn't. I mean, yeah, they beat them. That's fine. But I'll tell you this much. If the Chiefs, as time expires, and Butker kicks a field goal to beat the Colts, it'll be like, oh, man, the Colts are just right there. They go in the Arrowhead Stadium. Chiefs, sneak one out there at the end. As time expires, they kick a field goal. It doesn't matter, to be honest with you. Just get the win. Whether it's 1 point, 2 points, it doesn't matter. Just get the win. But, that's what everybody's going to say because they don't know what to say. They do not know what to say about the Chiefs. When they are 0-2, it's bury them. Dynasty's over. Chiefs are done. Which is crazy to say because this is what they said about the Patriots when that 10-year span went when they didn't win Super Bowls. It's the dynasty's over. Hell, they said that in Kansas City, 2014. They were drilled by the Chiefs 41-14 the night before that wild card game. That was the famous on the Cincinnati game by Bill Belichick. On the Cincinnati. And there was talks about, should Brady be benched? Should we see some Jimmy G? And he wins the Super Bowl that year. He goes to 5 more, wins 4 more after that. So never think that Mahomes is done. And Brady's actually taking his side a little bit on podcasts. Hey, keep in mind, you don't want to see this guy with the ball in his hands at the end because it still strikes fear in people. They've got to get things turned around. I get it. The attention to detail, the offensive line, you got to build that trust because he has been sacked over 20 times this year. I mean, that has been a problem, getting sacked, getting quarterback sacks. He's got to be able to trust his offensive line, giving more time in the pocket to deliver the football deep because they tried that against Denver. I mean, they were going for that deep ball at times, but then it came back to a lot of trying to run screens, short passes, doing the things you thought the Chiefs would do against the over-aggressive Denver Broncos defensive line. And again, very good defense. No question about it. Broncos have a very good defense. I'll tell you this much. Houston last night, the defense is better. Been saying it all year. Yeah, they've been squeaking by in games, but that defense is no joke. Number 1 defense. It's like 3rd in pass, 4th against the run. Number 1 in scoring defense. That's legit. The Houston Texans have a legit defense. Denver's very good at getting to the quarterback. They lead the NFL and they lead the world in quarterback sacks. But again, do you trust Bo Nix to be that guy? Because defenses fall apart. They hit free agency. Guys poach them. Guys go on. But quarterbacks stay the same. Do you think Denver is 100% satisfied having Bo Nix as quarterback? Yeah, he did a good job. Won the game. He threw for more yards than Mahomes. Good job. And I will say this, and he didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he had 18 straight games of touchdown passes going in that game. And I know people have been really pissed at the Broncos, but they're very similar. The 2025 Broncos, very similar to the Chiefs in 2024. They're winning because of that defense. But again, like the Colts coming in, they've hitched their wagon to Daniel Jones. They said, this is our guy. That's why they made that trade for Sauce Gardner. They believe they've got their guy. Do you believe that's the guy? Do you believe Daniel Jones is that guy you're going to talk about at the beginning of next year? You going to put him in the same breath as Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes?
No, you ain't going to put him in
Jones?
the same breath as them. But he could be, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for Colts fans, but he could be the Sam Darnold, where he can get you to the playoffs, but will he get you over that hump to win the big games? We were talking out in the bullpen, right? How James Franklin couldn't win the big game at Penn State, and why I thought maybe Penn State wouldn't go with Eli Drinkwitz because they say he hasn't won the big game at Mizzou. That's kind of where you can sit with Daniel Jones. It's kind of like a prove it. Hey, can you win the big game? Can you go out there? This is like a big game for him. Like, I get it. Okay.
Major game. Chiefs backs
This is-
against
this-
the.
this
It's not
could
like
be-
the Chiefs are 9-1. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
They're
this
not
could be-
9-1.
This could be the death throne. Like, oh, hey, you hit them one more time, they're knocked over forever, knocked down for good for this season. Can the Colts do that? Can Daniel Jones go out there in the cold weather and a loud Arrowhead on a noon Sunday? Can he do that and go beat the Chiefs to put the Giant down?
It's huge. And the Broncos fans are debating, should they be going for the Chiefs? Because they want that number 1 seed. The only team that gets a bye is that number 1 seed. Are they going to be rooting for the Chiefs? That's what I'm saying. And I'm like this. Why do you want the Chiefs in the playoffs? Now, I know Denver wants the 1 seed, but I think more you want to see the Chiefs knocked out. You want to see the Chiefs not get to the postseason, because if they do get to the postseason, new season for them. Like, that's the last thing you want to see.
If you're a Broncos fan, are you saying if you were a Broncos fan right now, you would be rooting for the Colts?
100%.
Okay.
Because I'd want to see the Chiefs out. How about you? Honestly, if you want number 1 seed, you're going to go for the Chiefs.
Right.
But I'm like, what's more important, that or getting the Chiefs out of the playoffs?
To give yourself a better chance to get into the Super Bowl isn't really home field advantage. It's not having the toughest teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I would say let the Colts win.
Again, they got the Chiefs at home
Plus,
and
you've
won by
already
a field
played the
goal as
Colts.
time
It's
expired.
it's not like you haven't played the Colts all year. You went to Indianapolis, and they won that game, correct?
Is that field goal right at the end? They said he pushed off of it.
Right, exactly. So
debatable.
they played a real tight game there. So like they know how to play each other. So if I'm Denver, I actually am rooting for the Colts. I get it. You want the 1 seed, but
And most people will. I mean, the Colts will be the popular choice across the country. Fans will want to see the Chiefs.
Except Vegas's eyes.
Well, Vegas still has the Chiefs. But remember, Vegas still had the Ravens.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Vegas is gonna. I think Vegas is kind of like, I'm not gonna let people put money on the Chiefs if we are having them as underdogs until they're proven that they are not who we think they are.
Well, there's been some interesting things said nationally about the Chiefs and some myths as well. People don't do their homework, just buy the narrative about the Kansas City Chiefs, including Colin Cowherd. Tell you what he said next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Get ready, Missouri. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon. Starting on December 1st, new customers in Missouri can get up to $300 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. From touchdowns to three-pointers, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. With live betting, you can even get in on the action after the game has already started. All on an app that's safe, secure, and easy to use. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to learn more. And you'll be all set to bet when FanDuel goes live in Missouri on December 1st. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. Play your game of FanDuel, the #1 rated sportsbook app. Must be 21 and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Offer starts 12/1/25. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Score big savings with Hy-Vee and the Kansas City Chiefs. Big points mean even bigger savings. Just shop Hy-Vee the day after a game and earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score and based on the amount you spend. If the Chiefs score 42 points, you save 42 cents a gallon with any $42 purchase. The more we score, the more you save. Win or lose, everyone scores the day after a Chiefs game only at Hy-Vee. Offer good in-store and online. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Imagine this. It's Thanksgiving Day, and instead of juggling pots and pans, you're actually enjoying it. Hy-Vee's got your holiday covered with convenient pre-made meal packs for any size gathering. Fresh, ready-to-heat favorites like juicy turkey, honey glazed ham, or prime rib, plus all the classic sides, rolls, and desserts. And don't forget to swing by the wine and spirits department to make it a feast to remember. Pick up your meal the day before, heat it up, and serve it like you cooked all day. This Thanksgiving, let Hy-Vee do the cooking. You get the credit, only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker.
You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
96.5 The Fan and the Kansas Lottery are giving you a shot at fourth quarter fortune with the chance to score a game day tailgate bundle and a $100 holiday instant ticket. Go to 965thefan.com for your chance to win. Must be 18 or older to enter.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, JT Noah. Friday evening in Kansas City. Got some good football on tonight. Well, debatable if you want to say Florida State's good, but
Do you think they win?
And there's high school football on both sides of the state line. Got Sub-State in Kansas. Got the quarterfinals in Missouri. And
Hey,
then-
don't forget about Hawaii tonight.
Hawaii and UNLV.
Which the over-under is at 64.
That's always the most popular betting game in college football.
I
is Hawaii.
love some Hawaii.
Yeah,
The
well,
Rainbow
typically it's
Warriors.
last game on Saturdays, but
Yeah.
it's Friday night, and then next week you got great games. You get Thanksgiving day after, then Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's football everywhere.
Are you a big person that cares where college game day goes?
No, I don't. This week was tough though because I was curious about it, like where they choose, because do they really want to go to Oregon twice, which they're doing. They're at Oregon again. Dan Lanning's been great to them. I thought there could have been a chance it was at Oklahoma, but they really want Missouri twice, even though they haven't been to Columbia. But no.
I was thinking they would go to the brawl, Montana versus Montana State.
That would have been fun.
Oh man,
And they've done FCS games
exactly. They have, and I mean those two teams are, I think, number 1 and number 3 right now in the FCS.
Because once they chose not to go to North Dakota State for the South Dakota State game, we probably made the right decision. North Dakota State hammered them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pay attention. But I watch College Game Day. I love it.
Yeah, I watch
love
it
watching
too.
it.
Pat McAfee's great. Nick Saban's funny. I mean,
Yeah, it's
they
great.
both have good chemistry. I miss Coach, but Lee Corso needed to retire. He was a little old.
No, it's great. I mean, I think they do a great job. They were just sprinkling Lee as it was, at various times. But
The headgear was all we
I
cared
think
about.
Desmond's great. I think with the Herb Street there, I think it's good. College Game Day has been a staple. You wake up Saturday mornings, you watch College Game Day.
You watch college.
That's what you do.
Yeah. I saw a clip the other day. Last week, Desmond Howard was talking about LSU and Texas A&M. And Desmond goes, again, when Texas A&M played LSU was a different team back then. And I'm like, dude, they just played 2 weeks ago. They weren't that different. It's not like they were that different. But
Desmond also thought about Texas job and said they could be going towards a divorce. Sark and them. Not fired, but just
not a divorce where they both say goodbye.
And you know what though? Honestly though, with 12 jobs out there, it's gonna be thin, slim pickings. Of course, everybody's gonna want Chesney and John Summerall and stuff like that. But
Don't forget about Lane now.
it looks like Lane's going to Baton Rouge, but he's not making his decision until after the Egg Bowl, which is
tells
crazy
me
to you and I.
That tells me he's not re-signing a contract. If he was going to re-sign with Ole Miss, he would have done it today. Why wait until after the Egg Bowl? Oh, if we win, I would have signed, but since we lost, I can't do it. I mean, I would hope you wouldn't lose to Mississippi State, but with all the distractions around, you definitely can now lose to Mississippi State because Mississippi State's not a terrible team by no means.
But yes, Montana and Montana State, that's a ESPN Plus game.
Of course it is. It should be on ESPN too.
Yeah. Number 2 and number 3. in the
Oh, it's 2 and 3. I thought it was 1 and 3, but 2 and 3. Yeah.
North Dakota State's still number one.
Okay, yeah,
They're absolutely rolling. So anyway, Colin Cowherd said a few things that are funny. This guy's he's the best in the business, but he's all over the place, right? Likes the Chiefs, hates the Chiefs. I always thought this was funny. And again, this is the narrative. Denver's just so much tougher. His thoughts were Denver, he didn't see the fear in the eyes of the Kansas City Chiefs. There wasn't the fear in the eyes. And Denver doesn't know that they have better players, do they?
That was the kind of game that we have been watching for the last 5 years, Denver and Kansas City, and you had this sinking feeling Kansas City would figure it out. Andy Reid was off a bye. They got a couple trick plays. They'll figure it out. But it was actually Denver that I felt would win the game. And Denver manipulated Kansas City in that final drive. Kansas City's now lost to the Jags, the Eagles, the Bills, Denver, the Chargers. All playoff teams today. 0-5 against playoff teams, and their wins. Raiders, Commanders, Giants, and whatever the Lions
and Ravens too
are these days. Listen, some of this is you pay a quarterback big money, you have a limited roster. I mean, Sam Darnold, team-friendly deal. Seattle's young. Look at that roster. Hikes. The track team. 7 of the top 8 cap hits in the NFL right now at quarterback. 500 or worse. And the Chiefs have done a really good job to kind of manipulate it so Mahomes isn't a huge cap hit. But Travis Kelce, he's on his last legs. Chris Jones is like the 60s.
He's on his last legs, but yet he doesn't add in the fact that he's number 2 in the NFL in tight end yardage. Number 2. And he's on pace for his 8th 1,000-yard season, only 4 behind Jerry Rice. Doesn't mention that, or the fact that he's got 9 seasons of 80-plus catches, which is an NFL record, and he's going to beat that by 2, but nobody mentions that. So anyway, regardless, he's off to one of his better years.
Second-ranked defensive lineman. Everybody at the top of that salary chart there doesn't feel the same. Mahomes doesn't feel the same. So Denver's offensive line, clearly better. Denver's run game, better.
Denver had less rushing yards than the Chiefs did in that game, to be honest with you.
Hey, but his argument would
Denver's pass.
His argument would be that they didn't have their starting running back.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, they didn't have J.K.
Get it. But still the best offensive line in football.
Rush, not close, better. Denver's secondary, pretty good. Denver's wide receiver group, I think it's underrated. I like their wide receivers. Can be Franklin now and Bo Nix connect. Mims, Cortland Sutton, the young kid out of Illinois. Like, they got dudes. I watched that game and you watched that game. It felt like to me, when Denver got the ball at the end, they with Bo Nix on that rookie deal and all that length at wide receiver and that dominant offensive line and that pass rush, they had more options. And we all saw it coming. I didn't think it was a controversial take when I said the dynasty's over for Kansas City. I said that in August, and I said Broncos are going to win the division. You watched it last night. I watched it. Denver has better units, better groups. I mean, Mahomes is going to be better than Bo Nix, but I don't know. They were in 11 one-score games last year. What does that mean? The margins are getting thin. They just won all of them. This year, they're losing all of them. But, I mean, Sean Payton, the way he talked, Bo Nix, the way he played, the pass rush, it wasn't disrespectful to Kansas City, but I didn't see any fear. I think Denver, I think Sean Payton, I think Bo Nix, I think Denver knows they have more good players than Kansas City. I think they know they have a better pass rush. They have the best corner. They have deeper wide receivers.
Slow down. They won by a field goal as time expired.
Receivers, they have the better offensive line, and I think Denver knows it. I mean, Andy Reid off a bye scored 19 points with Patrick Mahomes. Off a bye. So you pay the quarterback big money, like in Buffalo. I don't love the Bills roster. I think Kansas City's done a good job to manipulate the Mahomes salary, but I'm watching Denver and you're watching Denver. Denver's got more good players.
Here's the thing you're forgetting. They went to 5 Super Bowls paying that quarterback money. They won 3 of them. Okay? Denver hasn't done that yet. And remember when Brock Purdy played in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs? Everybody was singing the praises because they could spend their money all over the place. Didn't have to pay their quarterback. That part's true. Like, once you start having to pay your quarterback, Bo Nix can be paid eventually, right? Denver's going to make that choice. And guess what? When Bo Nix gets paid, it's not going to be pennies on a dollar. It's going to be a lot of money. Bo Nix can get a lot of money in the NFL. And guess what? things will, can't have everybody on defense, can't have all those offense pieces. You better draft well. You better draft really well because guess what? When you pay Bo Nix, these things change. So again, you better win in the window. 49ers didn't. They had their opportunities. They were paying 7th-round money for Brock Purdy. Then they re-upped him this year. And we've seen him hurt for a lot of the year and Mac Jones playing. But the bottom line is they didn't capitalize when that was there. But regardless, he continues to go on. We'll continue to poke holes in this. The whole Sean Payton talking, listen, they were disrespectful running up against the Chiefs that last game of the year against the Chiefs backups. Congratulations, Denver. You won a game. Now everybody thinks Denver's arrived. I mean, I guess they forget about the 16 straight Kansas City beat against them. Guess you're forgetting Mahomes is now 13-2 against the Denver Broncos. Yeah, Andy Reid was 22-4 after a bye. But as I said last week, Andy Reid's record is 3-4. 3-5 now when both teams have byes. Now, whether you want to call Denver a bye or not, that's debatable. It was a mini bye because they had played that Thursday night game against the Raiders. But it's not impeccable when both teams have byes.
And they were at home on that Thursday night, so they didn't have to travel.
They didn't. So it is 3-4. So I did bring that up. That it's not exactly perfect that spotless record of 22-4 after a bye. It's much different when both teams have a bye, and Denver debatable maybe a mini bye. But he goes on, and the myths have been there. The whole Sean Payton, peacocking as he's walking in after the first half. Well, it's kind of a first-half team with the Chiefs. We've already poked holes in that because 80% of the Chiefs games, they've scored more in the second half than the first half. And if you count the Raiders game, which they cooled the Jets at that point, they could have kept scoring against the Raiders. They didn't. So if you want to include that, fine, 80%. No, don't want to count it, 70%. So they have scored more points in the second half than the first in these games. So they're not exactly like Sean Payton is saying. The Chiefs ran more yards than the Broncos in that game. The Chiefs scored more points in the second half than the first half. For the coach who says they're more of a first-half team, well, they scored more points on you in the second half. And, yes, you got to win as time expired. Congratulations. But, again, you got to play them again, and you got to play them at Arrowhead Stadium. And they listen to these things, and they hear these things, and they know what you're saying. The bottom line is if you're going to peacock, you better win. And you better win a ring, and you better have a parade. Because Chiefs have seen many teams do this. Seen many teams peacock and throw out, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs or whatever. Like Buffalo. Buffalo was celebrating after beating the Chiefs in the regular season again. They've got their own issues. They've got big issues, like their offensive line protection, like they're running, stopping the run. They've got issues. They do have a Hallmark movie tomorrow night. Congratulations, Buffalo. They've had a parade for that, too. But again, the Bills, if they keep losing, JT, guess what? Here's the problem with the Bills. You got to put them in that category with the Jaguars now, right? Because they have that head-to-head against the Chiefs.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't want to see the Bills keep losing.
No, because they're not going to win that division. The Patriots are. So now the Bills become a thorn like the Jaguars because they had the head-to-head over the Kansas City Chiefs. But it's all right in front of them with Dallas coming up on Thanksgiving and then boom, December right in front of them. Houston at home, Chargers at home, Broncos at home. Only road trips, Tennessee and the Raiders. Very, very favorable for the Kansas City Chiefs if, big if, they can get by Indianapolis this weekend.
Yeah, don't you think after this weekend, the hardest game is Houston?
100% with that defense.
Okay, that's what I was
The defense is legit. Their offense doesn't scare anybody, but the defense is legit. But anyway, more national narratives about the Kansas City Chiefs next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, Kansas City, this is Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. The Black Friday sales event is on all month long, and the manufacturer posted incredible incentives to drive year-end sales. Business owners, listen up. Right now, and only at Victory, you can purchase a brand new 2025 Ram 2500 Heavy Duty for only $39,988. Folks, when is the last time you've seen a brand new heavy-duty truck under $40,000? And guess what? This truck is nicely equipped. Four-wheel drive crew cab with full power. 8-inch touchscreen radio, upgraded work-grade interior, and much more. And to sweeten the deal, on any new truck purchase now until the end of November, Victory is throwing in a free set of cab-length running boards or a spray-in bed liner. You choose. There is no shortage of supply. We stock more heavy-duty trucks than any other dealer in Kansas City. Just stop by, pick one out, and let's do business. Visit us at Kansas City's only automotive outlet mall, the Legends Auto Plaza, on the southeast corner of 435 and Parallel, just east of Nebraska Furniture Mart, or online at victorymotorskc.com, where our first price is better than their last.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses. plus an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM rewards points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. BetMGM is coming to Missouri on December 1st. Pre-register today. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offers subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sport wagering account starting 11/17. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full license.
I'm McCall from Lee Summit Subaru, and we're committed to helping our community through the Subaru Love Promise, like our commitment to Hillcrest Transitional Housing to help solve homelessness. Lee Summit Subaru also sponsors several pet adoption clinics like Midwest Animal Rescue and events each year, such as Dogtoberfest. It's all part of the Subaru Love Promise, and we're committed to helping our community fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. LeeSummitSubaru.com.
Hi, I'm Sam Silvio with M. Shamus Brazilian Grill in the village of Burlington Creek. Holidays will be here before you know it, and M. Shamus is ready to get a jingle from you. From our all-you-can-eat hot and cold gourmet salad bar to our 12 cuts of beef, lamb, pork, or chicken. Go to mshamus.com to order our famous Brazilian glazed holiday hams in advance, or set a holiday party date for a table of 1 to a party of 100. Go to mshamus.com and discover the joy of dining.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile! The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Welcome back to After Hours. Jay Binkley, JT Noah, taking you right up to Kansas State basketball. The pregame show. They're playing here in Kansas City, playing Nebraska. Kansas State undefeated. Hear that game right here, 96.5 The Fan. Also, this made me chuckle, JT. I just had to cut it. I mean, I find this stuff absolutely amusing, especially when you can counteract it, but what people say. Again, mythbusters. When people say things that are undocumented, unclaimed, and they're not true, because I've heard so much of that this week. Here's more, Colin.
Let's be totally frank about the Chiefs. And this is a weird thing to say, but part of Kansas City's problem is Patrick Mahomes. In the last 2 seasons, he has not been in Josh Allen's galaxy. Josh has been more accurate. Josh gets to the end zone more. Josh uses his legs to a greater degree, and he's just a better runner. Right now, Mahomes is not Josh Allen last 2 years. And Patrick's become kind of a bad road quarterback this year. This year, he's 4-1 at home. On the road, he barely completes 60% of his throws. His passer rating in the low 80s, 81.
Oh, man. This stuff just kills me. By the way, Patrick Mahomes, home and road splits. I'm showing JT these before. He's played 62 games on the road. He's played 60 at home. He's thrown for 18,181 yards on the road. Keep in mind, Colin saying he's been bad this year. It's true. They are 1-4 on the road this year. Tough games, though. They've been tough road games for him. And he's thrown for 16,796 at home. So in just 2 games, he's thrown for 1,385 more yards on the road than at home. Okay? In comparison, his completion percentage, 65% at home, 67% on the road. He's thrown 124 touchdown passes at home. he's thrown 139 on the road. That's a net of 15 on the road. His quarterback rating, 99.5 at home, 103.6 on the road. Rushing, 2 more carries at home than on the road. 241 carries at home, 239 on the road. So at home, he's got 1,202 yards rushing in his career. On the road, 1,329 yards. So more runs on the road and just 2 more carries than at home. What I'm saying is, historically, he is better on the road than at home. That's why going back and the Chiefs win on the road and the postseason and all that, he's a better quarterback on the road. I get it. The record is what it is. They play tougher competition, but he has been a better quarterback historically on the road than at home. The numbers are there in every category. He's been better.
I will say my only counter argument to what you're saying, Bink, is he said the last 2 years. He's not saying his whole career. He's saying the last 2 years, Patrick Mahomes has been underwhelming.
No, I get it.
At home or on the road.
I get it, but he was 15-2 last year, right? 15-2. He goes to the Super Bowl, and he was without his number one running back.
He wasn't even 15-2. He was actually 15 and he was 14-1 or 15-1 because remember he didn't even play the last game.
He didn't play it.
But my thing about the whole thing is he's saying he's not in Josh Allen's atmosphere, but do we not see what Josh Allen's done on the road this year? He lost to the Miami Dolphins. He lost to the Atlanta Falcons.
30-3.
Right.
Or 30-13, excuse me.
Exactly. He's lost to the Falcons on the road. He's lost to the Dolphins on the road.
And he lost at home to the Patriots.
He lost at home to the Patriots. I mean, sure, I know Houston has got a really good defense, and we think Houston's going to make the playoffs, but Houston, he just lost on the road to Houston and looked really bad. 2 interceptions.
Houston beat the Titans by 3 points before that.
Yeah. And they had Davis Mills as their quarterback. This wasn't a C.J. Stroud-led team. Like, when people say, oh, the Texans are just getting by with their defense, I have to remind myself, well, they have Davis Mills as their quarterback. C.J. Stroud's supposed to come back, and C.J. Stroud's going to have a lot of pressure on him now because of what Davis Mills has done.
But here's the funny thing about making those comparisons. Last year, Mahomes was 7-1 on the road last year. 7-1 on the road last season. And he's lost 2 games in the division on the road. So I get it. If we would say, well, last year he was out as number 1 running back for most of the season, was out starting number 1 wide receiver game 4 when Rice goes down. He was without Hollywood Brown since the first preseason game. So, yeah, the numbers are going to come down, but you do that with any quarterback, but yet he was still sitting there leading a team to 15 wins and going to the Super Bowl. And his 7th straight AFC title game. We can make these comparisons about quarterbacks. The bottom line is you got to win, right? That's the name of the game.
And that's why Dan
Marino is 2 games under 500 in his career in the playoffs. 2 games. Joe Flacco has a better postseason record than Dan Marino, but no one wants to bring this stuff up.
And that's why they're coming after Patrick Mahomes right now, because he's down. He's not winning the games that they're accustomed to seeing, so they're just going to attack and put shame and blame on Patrick Mahomes because the Chiefs aren't winning games.
You know, Indianapolis is 2-2 away. 2-2 away. Everybody's singing their praises and how good they are. They're 2-2 away. The Broncos, 3-2 away. It's not like they're just blowing the doors off teams on the road. And the Buffalo Bills, as you mentioned, they're 2-3 away, 5-1 at home. That 1 loss comes to New England Patriots. I mean, you could squeeze stats all you want, but Mahomes did just lose once on the road last year. So I get it. The numbers were down. They didn't need great numbers. They did enough just to win games. And I think we lose sight of that. I think we want to just break down stats and come on the radio and TV and talk about the stats and this number's better with Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen's sitting there with 0 Super Bowl rings. 0. Never even been in a Super Bowl. Mahomes been 5 times. Do you realize they're almost the same age? Almost the exact same age. They've got literally the same amount of starts because Mahomes basically redshirted his first year. Allen was drafted next year. They've essentially got the same starts in the NFL. But people don't realize that.
It's just they're going after Patrick because they're not accustomed to seeing him lose. So they're like, okay, this is our time to shine. Let's go after him. And they're going to take shots at him, and that's fine. And he's going to use it as, hopefully, bulletin board material because I'm not here to say Mahomes has been great. He's had some really bad interceptions at really costly times. One against the Jags, of course, and one last week. Last week, if he throws the ball away, you're sitting with 3 points in a game where points mattered at such a premium. And so, yeah, there's a way you can go about it saying, hey, Patrick Mahomes has not played well this year. But to say that, he hasn't played well the last 2 years and he's come down and he's not in Josh Allen's atmosphere, that's crazy to say. That's way out there. You can say, okay, Patrick Mahomes hasn't played well this year. That's totally fine. But to say Josh Allen's way above his atmosphere is insane. Because I would say the best quarterback right now in the NFL is Matthew Stafford this year. Not like all, but this year, the best quarterback that's played is Matthew Stafford.
Couldn't really argue with that. You know that Josh Allen has played 121 games? Started 121 games. Mahomes started 122. And they're very similar. Very similar. So when you hear these arguments about the same galaxy or whatever, Mahomes has been to 7 straight AFC title games, been to 5 Super Bowls, won 3 of them. Josh Allen in one last start, one. He turns 30 this year, or next year once the calendar flips in January. He turns 30. Same age. Again, there's one start between them different, but one guy's got 3 Super Bowl rings and the other guy doesn't. But yet we want to claim this guy is better. Oh, look at the weapons he's got. Well, have you not seen Kansas City's weapons the last 2 years? Yeah, they're back in some extent this year, but I still think they have much more work to do in the NFL draft. But coming up next, maybe some changes. What do people want to see? It's not the head coach. Come on, give me 5 names if you want the head coach replaced. But can they get outside sources to help this team? I'll tell you how next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with. You deserve something better. And better health. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality, affordable health insurance. You have health insurance needs. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums, with in-network preventive care at no cost to you, and a network of local doctors and hospitals. So if you're still shopping for health insurance, go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll to get your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Find the plan that's right for you right now. ambetterhealth.com/enroll. Ambetter Health, on a mission for better. Ambetter Health is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to ambetterhealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
This season, the perfect gift is back, the McRib. Now at McDonald's, you can buy a McRib Extra Value Meal with medium fries and a medium soft drink, like a Dr. Pepper, and add another McRib sandwich for just $1 to give to someone special. Someone special. That could be anyone, right? Like I'm special. Listen to how well I do the jingle. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a lot more.
And I completely agree. That's why I'll pay more for your car at GiveMeTheVin.com. That's the name of our new campaign. I'm worth more. You are worth more, and your car's worth more. And that's why I will pay more. And remember, if I don't beat the price on a CarMax or a Carvana deal, I'll pay you $100 at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 8th, Morton Amphitheater. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Motley Crue, Morton Amphitheater, Kansas City's next great live music destination.
Our biggest deal is back. The Tires at Cost sale at Telly Tire and Auto Centers. You pay what we pay. No gimmicks, no catch. All in-stock tires from Telly's huge inventory at cost. Plus mounting and balancing by certified tire technicians for only $27.95. The top brands, the lowest possible prices, with a 30-day ride guarantee and lifetime tire protection. There's never been a better time to replace your worn-out tires. These unbeatable savings won't last long. Hurry and reserve your tires today. Take care of your car. Take advantage of our sale. Take it to Telly. Additional charges apply for junk tire disposal and road hazard warranty.
Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back, Jim Binkley, JT Noah. Hope you guys enjoying your Friday evening, whether you're at high school football tonight. Getting started here right away. The sub-state in the state of Kansas. Got the state title games right after Thanksgiving there. Missouri's at the quarterfinal stage tonight. Their state title games, they're that first week of December, so I hope you're enjoying that. Do you ever watch the franchise show, JT? The Chiefs put out? It's like a Hard Knocks kind of.
Yeah, I watch a little bit of it.
Yeah, they use a lot of 96.5, actually. Some of the voices and stuff like that you hear. But my shoe guy, they came and visited my shoe guy that paints all the shoes, right? He just did like a bunch of the My Cause, My Cleats, because that's this weekend. So guys can paint their cleats. So every
Right, I
like,
saw Trent McDuffie's. I think they look sick.
he did a handful of guys' cleats. He did Rasheed Rice. I was right there when he did the Rasheed Rice cleats and stuff like that. So he's done those. But they came out and filmed him. Like they went out there. So that's starting tonight. They just started just a little bit ago, the new episode of the franchise. From the text line, I agree with what you're saying. We acknowledge something needs to change. Not just talking one play here or there that has lost us a few games this year. Something major has to change right. I don't know. Maybe. They've been here before, though. I mean, they've been 5-5 before. Remember, 2015, they made the playoffs. They were 9-6 on Christmas Day. Did things change? I don't know. They didn't really. I mean, it's been the same coaching staff. Do they need to change? Yeah. But you can make changes at special teams coach or, you look at you're not changing the offensive coordinator. I know people, down on Nagy or whatever, but look at just read the stats. Stats are actually better this year. 3 points a game better this year than last year. They're running the ball 10 yards more per game this year than last year. So they have improved in that area. The one thing I will say, JT, is do you remember back when they brought Chris Holt in? JT, were you too young at that point? They brought in Chris Holt, who's on the playoff committee now, college football playoff committee, but he was the head coach at Nevada. He came up with the pistol offense, right? And they thought it would be a nice fit for Alex Smith. Do you remember that? They did bring him in to talk.
I think I remember that, but I was young, so
to get the best out of Alex Smith. So they brought in someone designed the pistol, think it'd be a perfect offense. People were starting to use it, and they wanted the architect of it at the FBS level. So they brought in Chris Holt, who's retired. So they bring him in. He was a consultant for whoever. Then the Chiefs did an exclusive deal with him the next year. So that was learning from the college game, bringing somebody into the pros, learning what they did. And I know a lot of what the Chiefs do is looking at the college game. What are they doing? What makes them successful? We've heard about RPOs a lot from the Kansas City Chiefs. What Mahomes ran a lot of at Texas Tech. A lot of that. So they try to implement what made him successful at that point. And it's hard to argue at this point with the results. And, I mean, do you really want a different coach? I mean, he's number 2 all-time in postseason wins, 4th all-time in wins. Do you want that? Here's the stat I brought out, JT, that I don't think anybody realizes. I don't think they know this nationally. I don't think they know it locally. Because when people talk about the Chiefs, 46% of Andy Reid's 26 years, he's been a head coach for 26 years, 46% of those years, he's been in either the AFC or NFC title game. That is insane. He went to 5 NFC title games in Philadelphia. He's been to 7 in Kansas City. That's 12 out of 26. So 46% of the time he's been in the AFC or NFC title game. You cannot find another coach with that resume. You just can't. He's also been to 5 Super Bowls with the Chiefs, 6 if you include 1 in Philadelphia. So 6 out of 26, he's like 23%. So almost 1 out of 4 he's gone to the actual Super Bowl as well. It is tough to find that, but I'll say this. We can look at the trade deadline and picking up pieces, whatever you want to do. That's fine. I don't think it always works with this system, what they have going in Kansas City. I don't think it's a perfect fit for what they do. Teams are built in March and April. Teams are built in for free agency in the draft. And you do that stuff in March and April. The players are with the teams in OTAs. You go to training camp with said players. And it is tough to come in and just expect, hey, learn the system. Learn Andy Reid's system just like this. It's not that easy. Guys don't find it. Again, March and April is when you build your NFL teams for the next season. If you fail in March and April, you're going to fail in the regular season. So we can address what's going on this year, but in actuality, it's done through the NFL draft and it's done through free agency, what you go forward. And they've been good during the draft at times. 2022, is it hard to argue that draft wasn't good?
No,
Jalen Watson in the 7th round, Najee Johnson in the 7th round, they all contributed to the Super Bowl. Isaiah Pacheco is your leading rusher. I would not up him again for another contract going forward, but he did help you win, so be it. You had McDuffie, Karlaftis, Trey Smith. I mean, they helped the Chiefs. And again, going into this season, right now, the Chiefs are number 2 in the last 4 years of all the teams in the National Football League in the highest percentage of draft picks still in the roster. It's over 70%. Only the Bengals are like 0.5% better, and they haven't won crap. The Chiefs have. So despite this, over 70% of the guys are still on this roster that they've drafted in the last 4 years. We can say it about a lot of different teams, but when your team's actually winning, it's much different. Only one team in the National Football League has more players on their roster from the draft. And again, that's a cheap team like the Bengals that, of course, going to draft players, not pay them anything, and play them. But again, they're not winning anything. So you can always have your draft picks on your roster, but then again, show me the results. Are you going to the Super Bowl? Are you winning Super Bowls? I mean, how tangible is it, these draft picks that you brought in? Or are you making trades? Are you flipping a Parker Anger for Chevarius Ward, like Brett Veach did? Are you going out and getting Harrison Butker because you needed a kicker back in 2017? That was a great move. One of his top 3 moves, to be honest with you. He needed a left tackle. He gets Orlando Brown from the Ravens. The Ravens, a rival. He gets him. And he gets pick 58, turned into Nick Bolton. So you got to make those type of deals. And you got to get the contract signed, which that part's been good for the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to do it all. As a GM, you got to make the trades.
Made the trade to get up to Worthy. I know Worthy hasn't done.
Which hasn't been successful.
What?
Well, it could have been him or Keon Coleman.
Right.
Clearly, this
Obviously,
dude's been benched the last 2 weeks.
Obviously, there's something going on off the field with Coleman, but Worthy hasn't, I wouldn't say hasn't done what you thought he would, but that injury set him back this year for what I thought was going to be potentially a breakout year.
And you're going to make mistakes. Every GM makes mistakes. Even Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts that came from the Kansas City system, because they drafted Anthony Richardson real high, and here they go with the journeyman and Daniel Jones being their starter.
Do you call it?
So that was a mistake.
I know you can't call it a mistake.
Trey Lance was a mistake for the 49ers. Everybody throws bouquets at their feet.
Yeah. I would say would you call it a mistake yet or not? But I would call it an overreach by the Colts to give 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner.
I 100% disagree with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do they need him? Because their pass defense is 26th in the NFL. Yeah, they need it. But to me, that also symbolizes Daniel Jones as your guy.
Right.
By making that move. Because you're pushing all in for this year.
The only GM
Are you pushing all in for this year and you've had a bad schedule, or you actually believe in your team?
Right. The only GM I would take over Brett Veach at this moment is Howie from Philadelphia. Because Howie just finds ways to do what he's doing.
He's been very good. He's been very good at what he does.
And he got an edge rusher and a corner in 2 trades. Now, obviously, the corner Jair Alexander is retired, I think, or he's just stepping away from the game for right now. But the one they got, Phillips was a good get by
And Jalen Carter fell in their lap.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Carter had character concerns. He was looked to be the number 1 pick in the draft. He falls all the way back to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, I mean, you call it lucky, but they've got the marbles where it fell to them where they got great picks.
They've said, all right, Georgia, you're the best defense in college football. You're dominant. We're going to draft your players. That's what they've done. For a large part of it, that's what they did. But you're right. Howie Roseman's been tremendous.
But other teams aren't stopping them from drafting those guys.
No, I still think that's the best team in the NFL at this point, despite all the little bickering that they got going on with A.J. Brown. And
what weird stuff happens in that locker room for how much they win is wild.
But that went on last year, too. Remember in Game 4, they were bombed by the Buccaneers like 31-16, and the sky's falling, and then they'll just run and win the Super Bowl? Yeah, we complain about them all you want, but they just win. I mean, they just win. The bottom line is just winning. And, yeah, you're going to have your Sky Moores that don't materialize, but then you go back at the draft, you throw a draft pick at Rashee Rice. And he was the number 2 receiver, only to Puka in yards and catches that year. Puka that was drafted by the 3rd, 5th-round pick of the Rams. So there's not exact science, but, yes, they're doing the right things. And you're not always going to hit home runs. No GM does. Look at the Titans. They can't get out of their own way. They drafted Will Levis right there at the top of the 2nd. And then, boom, I know he's hurt, but then they go right back to the draft and draft Cam Ward, with the number 1 overall pick. And the jury's still out on that, if that was a good pick or not. I mean, it can sink you by getting their own quarterback. It can totally sink you. Chiefs got it right. And JT, I told people to stop arguing Dorsey or Veach with the Mahomes pick. It's an Andy Reid pick. Let's not be silly. Andy Reid made that choice. We can argue about the GMs all we want, because GM was John Dorsey at the time. Brett Veach was the scout on it, but come on. Andy Reid made that selection of Mahomes. Coming up next, we'll take a timeout. Remember, we're taking you right up to the K-State game versus Nebraska here, the game right here on 96.5 The Fan. Some weekend viewing and some college football taking place tomorrow that and maybe a certain quarterbacks coming back from Missouri. We'll discuss that next.
You're listening to After Hours, brought to you by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi there, I'm Charlie. And I'm Carter. Our dad is Rex with Rex Buys KC. If you're thinking about selling a home in Kansas City and don't know where to start, our dad can help. Sometimes life throws curveballs, like moving for a new job, dealing with a divorce, or inheriting a house you weren't expecting. Dad doesn't just make offers, he talks with people to help them understand all of their options. No pressure, and it doesn't cost anything to talk with his team. He's a local home buyer who really knows Kansas City. If selling to him is the right choice, he'll give you a fair cash offer, and you can close on your timeline even in as little as 7 days. He buys homes in any condition. No need for repairs, no fees, no surprises. Just an honest, easy process so you feel good about your decision. Want to talk to him? Call 816-330-6000 or go to rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Yellowstone. The epic ranching drama is now a Kansas Lottery scratch ticket and your ticket to experiences you can't get anywhere else. Top prize of $25,000, plus second chance drawings that let you live the show. Attend a premiere or visit the set, but know what you're getting into. Just kidding. This is a game, not the show. Play Yellowstone. CKSLottery.com for details.
I'm McCall from Lee Summit Subaru, and we're committed to helping our community through the Subaru Love Promise, like our commitment to Hillcrest Transitional Housing to help solve homelessness. Lee Summit Subaru also sponsors several pet adoption clinics like Midwest Animal Rescue and events each year, such as Dogtoberfest. It's all part of the Subaru Love Promise, and we're committed to helping our community fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. LeeSummitSubaru.com.
Hi, I'm Sam Silvio with M. Shamus Brazilian Grill in the village of Burlington Creek. Holidays will be here before you know it, and M. Shamus is ready to get a jingle from you. From our all-you-can-eat hot and cold gourmet salad bar to our 12 cuts of beef, lamb, pork, or chicken. Go to mshamus.com to order our famous Brazilian glazed holiday hams in advance, or set a holiday party date for a table of 1 to a party of 100. Go to mshamus.com and discover the joy of dining.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football. It's the only place to hear from Andy Reid on Mondays at noon. It's the only place that has an exclusive one-on-one interview with Patrick Mahomes on Tuesdays at 3:15. And it's the only place to listen to the play-by-play with Mitch, Danon, and Kling on game day.
Touchdown! Kansas City! Travis Kelce owning this game!
This is your home for Chiefs football. This is 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back. Hope you're having a good Friday night. Hope you're going out and watch some K-State basketball tonight. They're 5-0. Going against 5-0 Nebraska tonight. Jay Binkley, JT Noah with you. We'll be back early in the morning, Tuesday and Wednesday, isn't it, JT?
Tuesday, Wednesday, early morning, and then Friday we got a special 11 to 2 show for filling in for Cody and Gold.
That's right.
Yeah, don't
You're
forget.
with me that day too, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. In the next 7 days, we've had today and then 3 other shows. We'll have 4 out of the 3 days.
So
7.
we'll preview the Cowboys-Chiefs game. Then we'll have the aftermath of the Chiefs-Cowboys game because, JT, that's mini-bye time. Mini-bye for the Chiefs before they get into the meat and potatoes of December, which I mentioned. Home games against the Texans. Very important game. Very important game against the Chargers because you're getting their shot at them. Christmas Day against the Broncos. And the early road games, month of December, is the Raiders, Arrowhead West, and those Tennessee Titans that have continued to suck.
I know Tennessee sucks, but I tell you something. The Chiefs, for some reason, cannot. It feels like the worst thing they do is when they go on the road to play an AFC South opponent. I don't know what happens, but they shut down when they play an AFC South opponent on the road.
Oh, it's been tough. You remember the Titans are included in that year. 2021, Mahomes, 2 out of 3 weeks, he was beat by more than one score. 38-20 by the Bills, and then he was pounded in Tennessee.
Wasn't that the week where he came back from his one injury and he threw a jump pass to Mecole Hardman, I remember.
And they went to the AFC title game that year, the year that he had 2 of those losses by more than one score. They went to the AFC title game, lost to the Bengals in a game that they probably should have had at a certain point. But they ended up losing the game. But again, he's got 6 out of his 143 career starts, 6 games that have been by more than one score. That's insane. And again, the Bills and Josh Allen have 2 that have been decided by more than one score just this season. This weekend also, JT, with the NFL games, obviously the Colts and Chiefs, top of mind for everybody. It's the main game, I think, but also the Vikings-Packers on Fox will be the opposite one. This is Kansas City, local Kansas City, unless you have the ticket or buying every single game. The Eagles and Cowboys are on Fox at 3 o'clock. That's a good game.
You think it's going to be a good game?
Interesting. See the bickering of the Eagles. And see if the Cowboys, I mean, I know they beat the Raiders. And, you know.
I'll say this. Their defensive line looked real good with Quentin Williams.
And he has been good. I mean, that has been a trade deadline deal that has worked. But they paid a heavy price for it. 2nd-round pick this year and a first the next. Then 7 o'clock, the Bucs and Rams.
Hey, on paper, this should be a really good primetime game. We need one.
So remember when Baker Mayfield played for the Rams for that primetime game?
Yeah, he was talking about it in a press conference.
On the road. On the plane over?
Yeah, he was talking about that in a press conference, I think, yesterday, where he said his whole career changed because he found a love for football again in that 4 games he was with them.
McVay gave him a chance, and he did the Monday night's game is the Panthers and 49ers.
Panthers and 49ers.
Go McMillan, anytime touchdown, baby.
Who?
Tetero McMillan.
Oh, McMillan, yeah. I love McMillan.
Yeah. And then, of course, tomorrow you have game day out at Oregon. They're going to be getting up early, aren't they? Because that's 8 o'clock starts. That's 6 o'clock start for these guys, man.
Oh, they'll be ready. You know how they
are.
are.
They will. Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. I've got
his shirt off at 8 a.m. or no, 6 a.m. that time usually.
My upset watch of the day is Florida over Tennessee.
Florida, Tennessee. Christian Nasura would like that pick. Dan Lanning is fun to watch because he was on with Pat today.
Love Dan.
Dan's great. Of course, he's a Kansas City guy. He had Bo Nix as a guest, and he brought up the Chiefs. Says, "Why'd you have to beat my Chiefs?" So keep that name Dan Lanning in mind. I've always said if they go to the college ranks ever in the future, watch that name because he's got affinity for the Chiefs. His first coaching job is at Park Hill South. And, of course, he was defensive coordinator at Georgia. He moved on to great things at Oregon and what he's doing.
He can recruit. He also had, crazy enough, he had Coach Greg Jones, who's now at Ray Peck, who's now the head coach at Ray Peck, was up at Oregon for a while. Then
Former
went to
Kearney
UCM.
coach, won a couple state titles.
Yeah, exactly. He took Liberty North too.
He did. And
He's
then
an old school kind of coach where he loves to be in the gym with his
school
players.
Jones, baby.
Old school Jones.
But MU and OU tomorrow at 11. That's must see.
It's gonna be great.
At least I think it's must see. You do
Bo's
too.
gonna be back.
Prbula looks like he's coming back.
Me and
according to Pete
my
Thamel.
buddy, me and my buds are like, is this the right move? Should they have done it? We'll see. I don't know.
KU and Iowa State at 11 FS1 too. Keep in mind, they have Utah the following week on a Friday. K-State's at Utah this week, and then they have Colorado at home. Are both teams going to be bowl eligible, or is the one win between both teams going to come when K-State plays Colorado to go to a bowl game?
I don't know.
So anyway, KSU at Utah at 3 o'clock. You can watch the game or listen to it right here, 96.5 The Fan. JT, we'll see you next week. We'll break down this Indy game and look forward to that Cowboys game for sure.
Talk about some Thanksgiving food, I'd hope.
Oh, yeah. Talk about some Thanksgiving food.
Man.
Can't wait for that. Cannot wait for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, it's going to be fun. Anyway, JT Noah, thank you very much. Thanks for listening, everybody. Good night. See you Monday.